Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. Since the Oscars are near, we're still on the thread of Best Supporting Actress, and for this one, we're doing Tonya, which Best Supporting Actress is the worst character in the movie. Jesus. And yeah, this movie stars Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Paul Waterhouse, and Alison Jenny, and it's the story of Tonya Harding. Um, I heard good things about this movie. I had no idea this was the whiplash of figure ice skating.
Yeah.
Oh god. I would say Tanya kind of had it worse. She definitely had it worse compared to the guy in Whiplash.
Tonya's also real.
Yeah, Tonya
Yeah,
is the real
that's
person.
That's
Everything
true.
that happens
That's
to her
true.
is well,
This
to a
actually
certain
happened.
extent,
Yeah.
like it's kind of inspired by rather than like a accurate retelling, obviously. But it was interesting. I feel like we talk about with when it actually interestingly enough, it is the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, happening. I think over this month in February. I think, right? So like it was just very interesting to think about. We talk about like all the glitz and glam of ice skating, especially like female ice skating, but we forget like there's a lot that goes on in the sport, and there was a lot that went on as well in this recent Winter Olympics.
It's pretty much cutthroat.
It's very
Like,
cutthroat. It's
very
very
cutthroat.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Huh?
I feel like every sport is very
Yeah.
cutthroat. Like they
I
have
mean-
that dark side, that very
Yeah,
competitive
it makes
side.
sense because like when you think about when it comes to sports, when you want to be the best, sometimes some people will really, we've heard that story.
Yeah.
I'll do anything to be the
Yeah.
best in the world. So yeah.
Yeah.
and it's her mom.
And like
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was about to mention that. I'm not gonna lie. The mom was the one that kind of stood out the most for me.
Yeah.
Like that character really stood out to me. I
I hated her
I
every
hated
every
her.
moment she was
But
on
the actors who
screen.
played her was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think as Asian children, you have a moral obligation to hate that mother.
Yeah, we do.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
That is so many mothers of Asian descent.
Yeah, interestingly enough. I just think like when it comes to things like with sports, I didn't really think much about coming into this movie. I don't know why I decided to watch it when I first watched it. I mean, back in like when it got released in 2017, 2018. But when I watched it, I was so hooked. I was so hooked on it that I did a whole like 3-minute talk on it, like for a class. Like one of the classes was like, you guys have to talk for 3 minutes. Like it was like a special like a public speaking class, and I decided to do it on I, Tonya because I loved it so much. I don't know, because I was also into ice skating a little bit. Oh my god, ice skating Twitter is a whole different thing.
Twitter?
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, like people are really into like. Yeah, there's like a whole community of like people who are into the ice skaters, both male and female.
I mean, the last thing I watched that was about ice skating, besides Blades of Fury, is Yuri on Ice.
You're
Glory,
nice.
sorry. Blades of Glory.
Yuri on Ice is also an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting, but yeah.
This is such a gritty movie.
Yeah.
Like it is so unpretty, and it's really tragic. Also, knowing how this all turned out in the end. It was nice to see Tonya Harding was actually involved in the production of this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what Tonya Harding did was shit. Like it was definitely shit. But the situations Tonya was put in were also very difficult, high pressure situations. So it's nice to see her perspective on it several decades later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this also proves how much of a fucking powerhouse Margot Robbie is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She pulled a monster here, just saying. Like with,
Yes.
what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
Charlize
Charlize
Theron, yeah.
I wouldn't say she pulled a full on monster thing, because like Tonya Harding's not that bad looking. But like,
No. But I mean, like,
No. He still
character-wise,
sees as
I mean,
Margot
yeah.
Robbie, yeah.
yeah, but
it's
the
it's the Andrew Garfield, Jonathan Larson equivalent of Margot Robbie. Like it felt like that, and the fact that she also produced this film it's phenomenal, because like that Margot puts a lot of thought into her into her projects. Like
Yeah.
regardless of whether she's doing a Harley Quinn movie or something as sensitive as Tonya. And you could tell there was a lot of love put into the movie. By everyone involved in it, and everyone seemed to have fun. I actually watched this at a very interesting time of history to watch something produced by Margot Robbie, because I was in Sydney when I watched I, Tonya. Because my sister lives in Sydney, so we
right, forgot about that. Yeah.
we go to Sydney pretty regularly. Well, back when traveling was a thing. We went to Sydney pretty regularly to visit my sister, and we decided to like watch I, Tonya, and it was so dope. It was so deep. Definitely not a movie I'd watch again, but it's so good.
Yeah, again, it is those movies where I'm like,
It's quite a heavy movie, I would say, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm putting that again on my shelf of movies that are really great, but I will never touch it.
And like, when you think she finds happiness with Sebastian Stan, you're like, this kid.
It's really interesting. This
and
is
then the abuse
like-
happens. You're like, why?
yeah, it's really interesting. There's something about Sebastian Stan because he did I, Tonya, right? And then like he's currently in another like mockumentary style, not really mockumentary, but kind of like one of those like period, like modern period pieces.
The
Because he did one for something like that. He did that for like the Pamela Anderson show in Hulu with another blonde person and what's her name?
Lily
She was
James.
in Baby Driver. Lily James, yeah, and I was like, huh, interesting. What's up? He's just been. It's kind of weird because I'm so used to him, obviously being like, Winter Soldier, and now like seeing him in like these things, I'm like, I really want to see him in more projects, though. I'm really happy to see him in more projects
He
that
makes-
I'm not just
He makes
Marvel for
interesting
me.
choices, non-MCU.
Don't you think it's a little strange? Don't you think it's a little strange how into playing like domestically abusive?
No, that's the thing. I didn't want to
Sebastian
verbally.
Stan.
That's the thing. I didn't want to verbally say it, but I did want to point, like, kind of nudge everybody in that direction. Like, say it, but not me.
I swear to
Say it,
God.
but not me.
Sebastian Stan, like, please just Stan. Please, if you want to play Ted Bundy, just let us know. Like, oh my God.
Maybe
And
it's.
it's so fucked. He's such a fuck character, and he's so textbook. Like in
Yeah, it's
terms of the
textbook.
way he's abusive, so fucking textbook. And it's crazy, and it's so normal. Like I see guys like this all the fucking time.
Oh,
Like
God.
not specifically like Hicks like that, but like I see it all the time. I've seen it so many times. I know so many people who are in relationships like this. It's so fucked up to witness it, and it's so fucked up to witness that Sebastian Stan has done this a second fucking time.
Like, that joke that, like, if I had a nickel for every time Sebastian Stan has done, like, a domestic abuser, like, it wouldn't be a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, don't want Peter roll.
I mean, like, I don't know. I just wanted to point it out. I mean, like, yeah, whatever. It was just an interesting choice. But Sebastian Stan, great actor. I truly believe you can only go so far having a crazy story like Tonya Harding's time in her figure skating career without having great actors to play those characters. Like, you'll only get so far, with a great story like that. I really think it got elevated with everyone's performances, which I was really happy to see. Again, watching it was so painful. Like, I felt myself physically cringing at certain moments. And just feeling myself like curl up and go, ooh, I really don't want to watch this. It's not secondhand embarrassment, but it's just like, it's not violent, but it just feels really heavy.
Yeah,
I
mean, they don't even show it as a heavy scene. This movie kind of gives it a little bit of a lighthearted feel. You gotta really look to be like, no,
oh
this
my
is
God.
bad. This is bad. You can't have fun.
Like
There's
when
jolly music at the background.
It's like, where's my ice cream? It's just Dexter. I'm like, oh my God, stop, please.
with the lettuce, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, the lettuce!
And then
Okay, I wasn't gonna say that.
And then the fucking when the shot from the pistol ricocheted into her eye, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is horrible.
Yeah, Winter Soldier skills coming back.
I think the
God.
only role he has played that's not the domestic abuser is from The Martian. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think
Or he
I
wasn't
think
married yet.
Sebastian Stan is slowly forming him. Like he's gonna slowly morph into like a white tank top for men.
No, not Sebastian Stan.
Yeah. No, like
And a
I,
belt.
I have a bit of a problem with the fact that he plays these roles like way too often, like in a way that would stick to our memories. Because now it's kind of like, I don't know if this is happening to you guys, but it's kind of making me get a little apprehensive of the guy.
No,
Like-
I understand that, like, with the way that we've kind of come, like, we're in, like, the kind of cultural standpoint that we're in at the moment. Like, someone playing these kinds of characters, you know, you don't go into a movie not knowing the characters you pick, right? Like, you know what you're getting into, and it's weird that he has made these deliberate choices. I don't want to say that, you know, whoever the actor is going to immediately, the actor is his character, but it's kind of, again, I don't have a lot of nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice, and it's
I don't
weird that
have a lot
it
of
keeps
nickels.
happening. I don't got a lot of nickels, but damn if it didn't happen twice.
I will
No,
say though, yeah.
The other problem I have with Seb doing this is
Seb?
the Pamela Anderson thing was without the consent.
Yeah,
of
without the consent of Pamela Anderson either, and that's what
Oh.
really made me kind of very uncomfortable. Like, I wanted to watch it when I first saw it because I was like, "Oh, great, Lily James and Sebastian Stan and the story of Pamela Anderson." It looks really, it looks really like kooky and crazy, and but also probably might seem pretty great. But it's weird that the marketing pushed it to be sympathetic towards her, but also didn't get her consent, and I'm like, make it make sense, you know, make it make sense for me.
Yeah.
Like my only suggestion for anyone watching that fucking show is pirate it. Like
Yeah, just
don't
pirate it at this point. Don't
like,
give it
don't-
money.
don't give that shit money. Like don't give any project exploiting, or like profiting out of the sexual exploitation of someone who's also already sexually exploited during her fucking prime. Like steal this show if you want to, but like don't give it money.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really fucked.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the only clip I saw of the show was Sebastian Stan and Seth Rogen, and Sans is drumming away. But
Oh yeah, they are there on that too, and that's why I also wanted to watch it because it's a pretty stacked cast, and I was
Yeah.
like, I really do want to see them all perform together.
It makes you wonder if they knew, right? It's
yeah,
like, you think they knew that like Pam wasn't down for it, or do you think they just didn't care? Or
I don't know. That's the thing. I never know. You know, you never understand the extent of how much things go, how like actors and production kind of tie in together. Because I feel like something like that can be like hidden away from the actors. But I'm sure that if they do find out at some point, it kind of becomes too late to back out because
yeah,
you know, if you like, let's say Sebastian Stan or Lily James back out, you know, two of your main characters, they run the risk of one getting into legal problems, and also another, everybody on that crew loses a job. They wasted how many days on that set just to find out that because they don't want to join, we don't have jobs and we're not getting paid in COVID times too.
yeah,
but like from an acting perspective, these like Seb picks good projects outside of the MCU.
Yeah.
And he's definitely stretching his acting muscles. I just wish he'd play a nice guy every now and then,
Yeah, I wish he, you know,
outside of Bucky.
he doesn't get to talk a lot in like as the Winter Soldier, so it's kind of like when he does, like it's like when he does talk, you're
Can
kind
you
of
be
like,
a nice significant other?
Can you be nicer?
Like I swear, like the times that made me feel really uncomfortable with Sebastian Stan's character here
Character.
wasn't the when he was beating her. Yeah, that was like really bad. Is that right after that they would show him like being sweet to her and kissing her and being like a good boyfriend. I'm like, damn, he hides it really well. I'm like,
You
I
also
don't like
mentioned how they didn't seem to like put enough emphasis on the abuse portions of it, right? I think that was intentional. Because there's never been a time as a person who's experienced abuse that it feels special, or that it feels like there's a point in time where you're like, oh, this is pretty fucked up. Like to you it's normal. Like to you, like you think that this just happens every now and then, and oh, they just lost their temper, and you know.
oh
Like,
my god.
no, that's really the
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
of abuse.
Yeah.
I know it's a
works,
shock
yeah.
for me because well, I haven't experienced. Sorry.
Because like you're always like since you haven't experienced it, you're always watching it from a third-person point of view. To you, it's common sense. To this person, it's every day. So like when this is
that's why.
when this is normal to you,
Yeah, go
like,
ahead.
It's I wouldn't say culture shock, but it's really like it's a normal environment to you, and it's what you know. And Tonya also experienced abuse from her mother, so like it's kind of all she knows.
Yeah, and that's why it's like,
Yeah, it's all,
You know?
he must love me because he hits me like my mom. Like, no, that's not.
Yeah, my mom hits me and she loves me, so
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
No.
please, girl. I mean, this is a biopic, so I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Also, this movie first introduced me to Paul Walter Hauser as Sean. I'm like, Sean's the biggest idiot in this movie, but I do love him. Stay right. I'm like, how does that get lost in translation? The send her death threats. Oh, bash her knee. What? Like, how does that get lost in translation?
I've met a couple of dudes who were like Stingray. Like, some 20-plus-year-old dude just posing whatever. I'm like, your story ain't adding up here, man. Your story ain't adding up here either. I'm saying you're lying.
Yeah, Paul Walter Hauser, he picks interesting projects, though in almost every one of them, he's the idiot. Like in Black Clansman, he's the supremely idiotic white supremacist. You're like, oh, okay, I see where you're going.
Okay.
Look, okay. Yeah.
Name a particularly intelligent white supremacist.
That's true. It kind of comes with the.
But yeah, this is an interesting topic, yeah, especially when they talk about the 24-hour news coverage from the media covering the whole Tonya Harding scandal. And now, when that dies down, they move on to the next one. Because, like, you see in the TV, the next big thing was OJ. I'm like, on to the next big news thing.
To be fair, OJ was quite a thing.
That is true.
Okay. I was like,
Are we talking about what?
About
Yeah,
OJ?
I was like,
No, like you're talking about how quickly they moved on from Tonya's issue to OJ's. But then, to be fair, OJ's significantly more fucked up than Tonya Harding's controversies. Cause the man decapitated a bitch, like, and he ran away on the car. Like, they've made that Ford Bronco, like, as famous as
that thing sold after that.
like.
I'm gonna say that we're not gonna put a woman who has survived a bash to the knee, which is still quite bad, compared to what is a very terribly complicated situation regarding power dynamics, racial dynamics, as well as a lot of money and fame. So, and someone ended up dying. So, let's say that those are, for the record, Greeks and degenerates does not believe those two are on the same level.
Of course.
No.
But then, boom, Kardashians. But
I think what you're trying to explain is that like they probably glossed through it a bit, but considering the fact that there was a full-on police chase for this, and this
Wasn't it televised? It was televised, right?
yeah,
dude, this was the biggest like sensationalized. Well, like you can't sensationalize the other thing, but like this was the thing that everyone regarded as like the biggest public tragedy before 2001.
Yeah.
Like in terms of
in
terms of sheer publicization of it,
that's a word. That's
like
a word, yeah.
it was really big because like that was a helicopter chase of a guy who was like probably the biggest athlete of the time. Like if you Google him, this man was really, really talented as a football player.
Yeah.
And he committed. It's not just murder. It's a really gruesome murder. Like it's as gruesome as a murder can get, and he walked. So like, Tonya Harding cheating at the Olympics. If the events of I, Tonya are to be believed, like it's one thing to like, fuck someone's knee up to win at the Olympics. It's another thing to decapitate a woman that
and end a person's life, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I'd say before Kim's sex tape, the Kardashians were definitely only famous for this.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not talking
But
shit
he's
about
not. He's not saying that to be.
No.
It's
No, 'cause
true.
I remember that.
The
Yeah,
Kardashian
this whole
name was really like, it really got pushed when you realized like he is the reason that he got away with it.
Yeah.
You know, I have to, for everything that we're saying right now, also, I will have to say all of our claims for the sake of our well-being are alleged. You know, everything is alleged. We may use very distinct terms, but for that moment, it is quite.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say
It's a slippery slope to go down.
Yeah,
But, like,
exactly.
This is history. Like, this is history as recorded by the press for the most part. But yes, it just tells you how wild this particular time was.
Yeah, exactly.
Really wild time.
This
This
was
is
another.
fucking crazy.
The period was the 80s, 90s, right?
Yeah,
Late 80s,
Yeah,
early
shit was
90s.
really
90s.
fucking crazy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know we talk about how crazy things are now, but can you imagine how big something has to be when you didn't have social media, when the only things you had were tabloids,
And TV.
newspapers, and TV,
Yes.
and radio? Like, something had to be huge for people to find out about something
Yeah.
internationally. So, you know, stuff like that, yeah, is pretty freaking crazy. Anyway, sorry. So, yeah, interesting. 80s was crazy.
yeah.
The
Oh,
80s
what a
was crazy.
time.
And just
What a time! What a
Back in
time!
my day.
Back in my day, we had.
and it's interesting how, you know, to see how the 24-hour news cycle worked back then. It's like, this is the first major news thing that happened, and they were all over it. Like, oh my god, I can't believe this competitor bashed her opponent's knee. Well, if the events of the movie are to believe, she didn't really have a direct thing to it. It's more of Sean's and Jeff's thing. But that's to be believed.
Yo, I just did a little bit of research on when this happened.
Okay.
So you're telling me Tonya Harding fucking up someone's knee for the Olympics, O.J. Simpson running from the cops, and Kurt Cobain dying all happened in the same year?
Oh my god! What?
It happened in 94!
No.
It happened in 94! What a wild year to be alive!
What a wild year.
No, this is our equivalent of like
2020 is their equivalent of 2020.
yeah, I would say so. I'm like, so many things are happening. Please stop.
Yeah, OJ, Tonya, and the absolute end of Nirvana.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a wild time, and the movie was building up to the whole incident, and like you see, if the movie is to be believed again, how clumsy the hitman is. You're like, well, how much of an idiot are you?
I don't think I count him as a. It's Stingray. For fuck's sake, it is just Stingray.
I know that the definition of a hitman is to kill
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
to kill
hitman
somebody.
is
I'm
a
like-
kill. Maybe just like
but
A
he
bru-
did actually hit someone.
Yeah.
He was a hit man.
yes, to a certain extent.
You gotta
I mean,
love that
yeah, if
sequence.
you want that kind of
You gotta love that sequence. It was just so weird and awkward for the guy to just muscle up and walk into the ice rink and just like,
Where's
where's
your-
my like, what's her name again? Who's the
Nancy.
girl that...
Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah. Which one's Nancy? And the guy's like, that one that's walking towards you. Hits her. Couldn't unlock the door. He just headbutts the glass. I'm like,
It's like,
that man's going places. I think it's Jeff.
yeah, it's like where to go to not act suspicious. Like, who did it? Maybe it's the guy who had butted the door, sir.
And like his way of trying to not be suspicious was to park in 4 different parking spots.
And
So he doesn't.
he also tackles a guy on the way out. Like, you're really doing well, buddy.
It doesn't sound real, but this actually happened.
This
Yeah.
actually happened. This man was the equivalent of that one video of that dude like slipping for too long.
Slipped for too long, somehow made it and still fell.
He's the IRL version of the bad guys from Home Alone.
Yeah, actually, that is not a bad way to put it.
And then Sean's like, I'll never spill the beans. And then 24 hours before, he's like, hey, you know the thing?
he was telling everybody about his
Everybody.
hit.
And then when
Again, it's Stingray.
the FBI came to him, he's like, "What? I don't understand her name. Tonya? Tanya? What?"
Tonya. I don't know any. I don't know any Tony.
And like not even two questions since like it's Jeff. It was Jeff who did it. Like, God's sake.
The man broke immediately.
Yeah.
I love how you're still calling him Stingray.
Yeah.
By no means was he Stingray here, but he's
In
still
your
Stingray.
heart. He's Stingray in my heart.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see me going around calling Sebastian Stan character Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky.
I'm not calling him
Well,
Bucky.
because he's playing the same guy. This time he's an idiot. It looks like him graduating from Cobra Kai finally.
Cobra what?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Cry.
I got a little bit of rice in my mouth. Leave me alone.
Okay, good to know.
And then for them,
Hey, you-
how do you feel bad for poor Tanya? Because she like her career's already failing at that point, and when she steps up in the Olympics, she's like, fuck, nothing's going right anymore.
Oh, that hurt. Not gonna lie. Like her trying to do the triple axel thing,
Yeah,
but she doesn't do it,
barely.
and everybody goes, "Oh." I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Tanya Harding. I don't know this story, so everything here is new to
Yeah,
me. So I was like,
yeah, okay.
And then when
I
you
thought
see
this was gonna be the conclusion,
the real life video, you're like, oh god damn it.
Yeah.
right?
Again,
I will say, yeah.
I would say this again proves how much of a powerhouse actress Margot Robbie is.
I will say though the tracking for, because I know that they used stunt double to do the figure skating part.
Yeah.
Because for sure that was really hard to do to master for Margot Robbie within a couple of months.
Yeah. I think also it's because she herniated a disc in her neck. That's why she
Oh my God.
do it. Yeah.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
But like, the tracking for her
Say
face
this
wasn't
now.
really great.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I had a hard time watching it as well. I was very like,
Her head would be
okay.
like focused, but her body wasn't. Like,
Yeah, it was a choice, but you know it's
To
fine.
be on edibles. Just like to be on edibles, right? It's I'm waiting for the day that Margot Robbie does a musical. Just for us
I've
to
nev-
just be like, no, like we don't know, but at this point, it's safe to assume she can sing, and by that time, it's gonna be like, it's just not fair anymore.
True.
It's
I mean,
just
in
not
fairness,
fair
we
anymore.
got that with Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom. Apparently, again, there was that whole story around his they were marketing how he never knew how he like Lin-Manuel just asked his like massage therapist who knew
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was like,
Yeah.
does Andrew know how to sing? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And like I was just like, good to know that he did his best.
No,
any big production team, visit your massage parlors.
No, but that's not the thing I'm talking about here. Because Margot can act, Margot can produce, Margot can do stunt work at the level of stunt people. In Suicide Squad, she'd have contests with her stunt people on who can hold their breath the longest. Margot Robbie can hold her breath underwater for 5 minutes for realsies. She
can't
did
do
that.
it in one.
She did that key foot stunt in the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's one, herself. She actually did that shit. And if she can sing, there's nothing she can't do. At this point, like, she is way too talented for her own good, and she looks perfect.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
it is simply not fair that Margot Robbie's a real person. But
Yeah.
what a fucking talent! Like, a generation-defining talent. I swear to you.
Truly, I
She's
really
so good at her job.
absolutely. And I'm
Whatever
glad
it
to
is. That she
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I agree. I feel like Margot Robbie will go on to be one of the actresses we'll look back in during our time, and we'll just say she was really truly built different. I don't know what the fuck to
She's
say.
built different. They're not wrong there. She's definitely built different.
That's on the plaque. Like 100 years from now, all of the film students are gonna be like,
Margot Robbie
"Oh,
built
wow,
different.
on the plaque is just Margot Robbie, born at this year, died at this year.
That's
Was
the
built different.
That's the plaque outside Margot Robbie's office. Margot Robbie, built different. Like, you know how like judges are like attorney at law or some shit, right?
Yeah, she's
They're
like,
like built different.
That's what,
built different.
that's what it says on her Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like,
Yeah,
Margot
built
Robbie,
different.
built different.
Margot Robbie built different.
When she has that star on the floor.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like what Meryl Streep was for the past generation, she'll be this for our generation.
I was gonna compare it to Meryl Streep too, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she really does just have to sing at this point because
That's
Meryl
true.
Streep can
Oh my
sing.
God.
Like at this
Mamma
point, she
Mia
really just
remastered.
gotta sing and she'll have everything.
Mamma Mia
man.
remastered, let's go.
Oh, Jesus.
Before you know it, you find out Margot Robbie's also like in med school to become a doctor, while also being in law school.
And it's going into space in a couple of months.
And she's also a qualified mechanic.
But yeah, the scene that I really felt bad for Tonya was when she was told to, you can't skate anymore, you're banned from the association.
This is pretty much the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt so bad where she was like, just put me in jail, let me skate. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they Blades of Gloried her? Like a big Tonya Harding fan just went like, "You're banned from individual skating, not pairs." And she goes on to like do like the first ever like all women's pair.
And her coach is Will Ferrell.
Well, it's only gotta be one other girl, so I mean, yeah. I don't know, it's just so funny to me when you set all women's pairs. It's just like, she just needs one other girl. I don't know why that was so funny.
Yeah, and then after that she becomes a boxer. Like, how for a person.
Dude, I swear to God, I thought there was gonna be a whole redemption arc, because I was like, there's 10 minutes left of this movie. She's gonna have a way to get back into skating, and she's gonna win, like, the gold. She's finally gonna win the gold.
Yeah.
And I was like, boxing! What?
You know, when
Boxing.
I researched the year of her cheating, there was also like a win-loss record in boxing, and I was like, right, she boxed afterwards. Fuck. She actually has a pretty good record, weirdly
What's the
enough.
record? I didn't look it up.
She's 3-1 in boxing.
That's not bad! 3 wins,
Yeah.
1 loss? How many knockouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. It's so really weird, dude.
It's also interesting how like America does like a hero, but it also likes a villain too.
Yeah.
And like everybody wanted her back,
Yeah.
one way or another. I was like, yeah, I guess they do. And now you don't want to see Margot Robbie be in a boxing movie.
Oh my God.
She's in the $1 Billion Baby.
The remake of $1 Billion Baby.
Oh
I
god.
could pull it off. If the movie can make me cry twice, yes.
Oh god.
All 3 of her wins were by decision.
Alright,
All of her wins are by decision.
fine.
Alright.
What was the knockouts? Nah, never mind.
Yeah, they're all decision.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a crazy movie to watch. I'm like, I like Margot Robbie and I like history. I might as well watch this. And then,
No,
Bad choice.
no one ever makes a movie that's true to life that isn't fucking tragic. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants a happy story. What do you think?
yeah.
I mean, Hacksaw Ridge, but that shit was a nightmare.
Dude,
Like,
even
the event.
even Tick Tick Boom was not a happy ending.
Yes.
Like, if you watch Tick Tick Boom, it's
Wait, no spoilers, by the way. I
haven't
have
seen
not
it either.
watched it. I have only seen the marketing
Oh
for
no!
it.
Like,
but...
technically, I can't spoil it because he's a real dude.
I mean, yeah, he's a real person, I guess. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. What am I saying? He's real.
If you've ever been a fan of Rent, you know what happened to Rent. Like,
Yeah.
You know what happened to Ren? It happened to Ren. Oh my god.
Don't spoil me about this thing that happened. Like,
That happened to
years ago.
somebody.
it's like, please don't spoil me on the World War II movie.
I was gonna say.
They win though.
I want to know if the bad guys
What is
win.
wait? I just have to ask. At this
Germany win?
point, the drama. What is your obsession with World War II at this point?
I mean, this movie and World War II have a lot in common. How? How? No.
No.
There were real events that happened and turned into biopic.
You know, it's really funny because it's funny
That is so
the second least likely to commit some accidentally say something problematic is Seb of all people. Between the both of you, between Enzo and Joma at this point,
I'm so tired right now. You don't know how tired I am.
Dude, you just compared a woman cheating in the Olympics to the Hollywood. Oh no, if it isn't.
Mind you, World War II only happened within the last
80 years.
It hasn't even. Huh? Yeah, 80 years. Someone born then is still alive.
I was about to come into Jomer's defense until, he just dug himself a deep hole. But I was like, with World War II, you can still
Very similar.
but with World War II, you can still pull off interesting stories. Like Nolan's doing Oppenheimer, so that's an interesting story to tell.
No, but
Oppenheimer, yeah.
World War II's had more movies made about it than probably any other event in history. Yeah. But to compare I, Tonya to World War II
that's a different story.
On the basis that it's based on history. It's like saying that, yeah, there are a lot of similarities between a bicycle and a McLaren.
It got a chain and it runs! Made out of metal wheels!
You can identify both of these things as a vehicle.
Oh
my god.
I'll take this L. Gladly, I'll take this L.
I'm just concerned, not for I'm just more concerned for what's gonna happen. I'm just oh lordy.
I thought this was just gonna be a normal video.
Hey, me too. I thought we would get away with. I didn't realize you were bringing World War II into this.
Anyway.
Honestly, at this point, you just made Enzo comparing O.J. Simpson and Tonya so much smaller.
Whoa.
It looks significantly small.
Enzo, I've done worse. Don't worry.
No,
I've done worse.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. You're okay.
Moment to defend myself. I was saying how interesting the media cycle is in the 90s. I was like,
yeah.
Boom, I Tonya happened, and the next big thing was O.J. Simpson. Probably next thing was Clinton. But yeah, the media cycle is pretty crazy, especially in the 90s. But to close this off, what would you rate this movie before Jomer takes himself a deeper hole?
Oh my god, I hate this! Oh my god, we've never had a worse transition into something than this! Honestly!
I didn't know how to!
Truly, tell me that we're not... oh my god, it's so clear that this video is going to end up in one of the best/worst moments because I've never seen a worse transition from World War II to, by the way, what's your rating for this figure skating movie? Please!
Not gonna lie.
Anything else you want to bring up? Anything else you want to bring up before you end this so I can transition better?
I'm gonna say, Enzo trying to save this review is like him throwing the life jacket, but at the opposite side of the boat where you fell.
Have mercy on my soul.
If I met someone who compared World War II to this, I would also throw the lifesaver on the other side of the boat because you don't deserve it.
You don't deserve to make it out. The shipwreck was of your own making. I will go down with it just to make sure that you go down too.
I swear.
That's how bad it is.
If I was sinking, I'll just be like this.
You don't even deserve the thumbs up.
I'm like, no, I mean, I'm fully accepting, I'll rather sing.
Anyway, I think, I think at this point, you know what, who gives a shit about the transition? We lost everything the moment we talked about O.J. Simpson and Tonya. You can pinpoint the exact moment this review went off the rails. So you know what, who cares about the suit transition? Just give your ratings and end it. End this while you can, let it die.
Okay, I'm giving this movie an
8! I give it an 8! Good performances, great story, interesting story, the fact that
oh my god,
it was built on we don't really know what happened, so we'll just build up on that and hopefully we'll make a good movie out of it. And like, would you say this movie has a happy ending because of the explanations at the end?
This movie has an ending.
Yeah,
Yes, it
that's an ending.
Like, that's the best I can. The best I can do for you is an ending. Like,
You can only be Pawn Stars.
God,
Not
I'm
a
so.
penny more.
Anyway, Joma, how about you?
Yeah.
You're the other one who brought this sinking ship to its knees. Like, let's just.
Like, yeah, I would give this one an 8.5. Like, this movie was really, really fucking fun to watch. Not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
seeing how Margot Robbie performs, and even like Sebastian Stan, like, these are characters that I haven't seen. This is a character that I haven't seen Sebastian Stan played yet. So I'm like, damn. Yes, I know, fucked up stuff. But
Sebastian.
yeah, Stan.
Chan.
Which, but yeah, like again, everybody played their parts beautifully. I love seeing Stingray here again, and yeah, like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Several years before
No,
you
I'm sorry. Forgive me. We didn't go off the rails when we realized that I thought you could be related to OJ. I'm talking about the time Enzo just never stopped talking about. I never stopped referring to him as Stingray.
Like, I'll just roll with it. I'll just roll
Anyway,
with it.
Alright, but
I don't know. It's just funny because every time you say Stingray, I just think of an actual animal as my issue. Like.
We'll never forgive you for what you did to Steve Irwin.
Anyway,
yeah, it's an 8.5. I'm gonna leave it there.
okay.
I don't even finish my statement.
Go
Leave
ahead.
it there. It's an 8.5. Good movie. Good movie.
just anyway, I think I can comfortably give it an 8.5. Maybe a 9. Oh no, 8.5 na lang muna. Because I really enjoyed it. And again, story, characters were really great. I think the way they handled the, like, kind of, because a lot of biopics tend to be very iffy. I think this was one of the better ones. I wouldn't say the best, but I think it was dealt a lot better. And obviously, having the actual consent of the subject and having them on board is a really, really big factor as to what made this a lot better. Hulu? That's exactly why Hulu, exactly. And then. And personally, we didn't get to talk about this, but I did enjoy a lot about the cinematography. It was one of the things that really got me into, doing camera work in my time, because I watched it when I first started doing prod work for school, and it really got me interested, and I was super inspired by it. So yeah, I think I can comfortably give it an 8.5.
I'll just give it an 8.5 because everybody said so. I was kind of on like 8 vote for this, but like, I'll give it an 8 because I'll give it an 8.5 because, like, top down it was pretty amazing. Actually, no, I'll just fucking give it an 8 for that fucking the terrible.
Ah, yeah,
The
the
terrible-
CG.
The terrible CGI, yeah.
It's an easy 8.5 if not for that. But it's an uncomfortable story to tell. I'm not too fond of these anymore as I get older and have experienced a lot of these more cynical storytelling or stories rather. So, like, just because it's no longer my bag to experience all these tragic things anymore.
Yeah.
But as a production, as something to tell a story that no one's really heard, from this perspective at least, it's nice to see that, like, we get to hear Tonya's voice.
Yeah,
in all
agreed.
Of this. What she did was wrong, but then, like, the circumstances surrounding why she did the thing that was wrong also makes it valid. It makes us feel like, she has a point to make as well. And, having her involved in this is also something she definitely deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
So, for those reasons, yeah, like, nice.
Yeah.
8, nice.
Nice. All right. I think we can end it there. And so,
Yeah, guys, thank you for watching Geeks and Degenerates.
please never talk about this. Please never talk about this.
I swear, this entire review.
Jomar, shh.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Only sleep now.
I was about to ask, what is your favorite biopic if you have any? A recent one was The Darkest Hours with Gary Oldman's Churchill.
That's nice. Ford vs Ferrari.
Alright.
I mean, this biopic, not documentary, right? Because it's
Yeah.
a biopic. I guess I'll go with. It was inaccurate, but like, I feel like the world needed this at the time that it happened. So I'll just say like Freddie Mercury's biopic.
No, I was gonna think that too. I was
okay.
about to say that as well. And I don't know. I feel like I also really just. Again, I'm super biased. I super love Rami Malek, so it was already gonna be like above a 5 for me, above average for sure. But that's only for my pure love of Rami Malek as an actor.
Yeah. I also really like the Elton John biopic that came out.
Oh, I haven't
yeah,
watched
Rocket
it yet.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I actually got super bored in Rocket Man, but it was a
I
good
like that.
biopic. But I got bored in it,
That's brave.
especially since I saw it after.
It was more of like a musical than
Yeah.
a biopic.
I think it's
Kind of
hybrid.
hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's brave.
I'd like to see Tick Tick Boom though,
That was
because
pretty good.
does it count as a?
Oh no! Tick Tick Boom easily. Tick Tick Boom easily. Like now that I think that Tick Tick Boom is a biopic, yes, it's Tick Tick Boom. Really,
Okay,
really.
then I
good
should
Yeah,
watch it. I'll give it a watch soon.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can end it there. Take it away, Enzo.
I'll just.
With the plugs. I don't know. Should it be Enzo? I'm just kidding. Enzo,
Oh,
please
wow.
take it away.
I just want
Take it
to-
away. Just take it away from Jomar.
Yeah, just take it away from me.
Remember, it's just not Jomar. Like it's. No one should have the mic at this point. No one. But just end it. Like.
Anyway,
And-
that has been our video on I, Tonya. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, please comment down below. If you wonder how we can get so incoherent so quickly, please, we're still getting used to this. We're getting better, right? Hopefully, Jomar. Anyway,
It's fine.
anyway,
As long as it isn't me.
yeah. You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We got trailers. We stream from time to time, and we'll be having a pretty interesting one soon. So stay tuned for that. Individually, you can find me at Gandalfus1995 on Instagram and Twitter. There we go.
All right, Gandalf.
Speaking of Gandalf and my
Gandalf.
adventures,
Gandalf.
we have a DVD video coming up soon with our friends.
Dead by Daylight, for
Yeah.
those who don't know what that means.
Yeah. Funny if you want to hear me, Jump, and Nina stream our heads off. There we go. If you want to hear me say funny stuff, that's another opportunity to hear me say funny stuff. I'm sorry. I am friendly. How are you guys?
Please, just
Okay.
end it! End it!
Yes, you guys-
Anyway, finish. Jomar, your turn. Plug, go!
You can find me at JomGeom. It's on my Instagram art account. There.
Okay,
I'm
you can
muting
find,
myself.
you can find me on Instagram at Naina, and Nanain for Twitter. Go, Sam, your turn,
You can
go!
find me and my friends streaming every day of the weekdays on facebook.com/slurpmedia, SLURRP media. On Facebook, you can also find me on Instagram if for some reason you want to see that at Seb the Harmacist. And Twitter at Seb Soriano835.
Alright.
Yeah, and please continue to stay safe for a mass social. Fuck!
No!
Ciao. Ciao. End the video now. Ciao.
Bye!
See all you
If
degenerates.
you can, get your booster. Bye!
No!